Hey everyone, it's Michelle again, and I'll be discussing my development and conclusion to my project on creating a smart assistant to help users safely check in and navigate the hospital space to allow them a better ability to social distance and review the specified guidelines within the space. So, first, I will walk through a quick recap of my first prototype and discuss what I was able to procure from it. As shown in the green text, they highlight the positives and suggestions from the first prototype. As shown, one user was able to navigate the system well, whereas on the other hand, two users were either too overwhelmed by the presence of such new technology or made simple mistakes and found frustrations, such as not seeing one of the key features of the system being the printer. As well as this, comments showed that the design needed improvement and that other options of check in should be made available for better accessibility. As such, upon reflection, my initial assumptions being that users will follow a linear journey, appreciate various forms of check-in, and efficiency has been correct. This was able to be due to my design process following major research on the users and the space, testing, and prototyping. With this, successes have come to light in forms of users being able to follow a simple linear process in an efficient manner. However, accessibility to minor errors must be tended to, such as icons, visibility, and direction. Reflecting upon this, I must work to enhance user accessibility with better visual communication and alternatives to cater to every user. And with that, I share my second prototype where I challenged myself to start designing some sort of friendly theme consistent with hospital related colors, such as green, symbolic of growth and health, and red, symbolic for the iconic red cross symbol seen on ambulances and hospital buildings. As well as this, I made sure to include modifications in order to cater to the feedback given from the first. That being shown here, where I have included a larger icon of the printing feature, and as shown a bit earlier, a Medicare card scanner. As such, I should have been able to cater to every point noted from the first prototype. However, after reviewing results from the second prototype, feedback revealed that users were still finding minor frustrations within the system. For instance, users did not realize that they were able to scroll through more options than the four languages that appeared on screen. They further described that the colors were okay, but the layout was overbearing and inconsistent in places. And finally, again, there was an issue with the printer icon. In this case, they only saw it at the last second before moving to the next screen. Other than that, the user was overall pleased with the system and suggested that maybe it would be handy to also add a printing feature for their appointment details as well. In conclusion, the user showed better efficiency in comparison to the first, and their user journey has overall improved. Thus, with consideration to the feedback given by this prototype, we move on to the final prototype where I made sure to modify and delete any possible frustrations and errors within the design. So here it is evident that I have upgraded the design to be more cohesive, as shown in the button design, where they are more rounded to match the background. And secondly, I have added arrows on the sides to guide the user in letting them know that there are more options to view. As well as this, I have reduced the shapes and the speeds of the animation to make it less confronting but still interesting to follow along during the process. Furthermore, in consideration to what the previous tester suggested, I included a printing function for appointment details and made sure to adjust the design to make it more obvious as an available button. And in doing this, I matched it to the confirm button, thus making it cohesive throughout the whole entire system. And as an added bonus, I made the map interactive to allow the users the ability to adjust and view as they please. To test my final prototype, I had a 23-year-old female test it, and she finished in a resounding 28 seconds, which is well below the hypothesized time. As well as this, she showed and found no errors within the smart assistant and felt no frustrations. Quoted by her, she said that she liked the open language feature and was very impressed by the diversity, the ability that allowed her to print her details and map, and she saw that from this, it would allow her to reduce her chances of getting lost, which therefore would reduce her need to ask for assistance. User 2 demonstrated similar responses, However, it can be noted that they started the process with a bit of hesitation, as they are the type to feel embarrassed or self conscious easily, especially in public settings. However, this quickly changed as they noted that the system was very user friendly and again noted that they appreciated the efficiency of the assistant, the ability to print directions, and the overall ability to self check in with an easy assistant. And finally, I had a 59-year-old male test my prototype again and again, like the others. They showed zero errors and showed a great appreciation to the notion that they had a wide selection of languages and options to check in, and agreed that it was a good decision to include a Medicare card scanner as an option to check in, as it is an item that a majority of users always hold on their person. To reiterate and highlight my findings in regard to my final prototype, I have linked them back to my initial assumptions and identified key user needs to assess the success of my smart assistant. For ease of process, being that it was the aim to allow users the ability to progress through the system in a clear-cut, linear manner, it was successful, as during the testing, users were able to follow the flow and the guidance of the system independently. In addition to this, user accessibility was greatly heightened as users were able to recognize icons, navigate the space, and check in through a manner of ways that they preferred. And finally, the final prototype showed success and efficiency as users were not only able to check in within 2 minutes, but one. So, considering this, it can be seen that with this smart assistant, checking in, navigating hospital spaces, and reviewing guidelines is achievable, as with this device, it caters to every need and want. Thank you.